The following podcast was recorded before the release of the Thor Ragnarok trailer. Keep that in mind while you listen to us discuss what we think is going to happen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And for what it's worth, viewer and listener discretion is advised. Hey! Woo! It's a computer saying hello, apparently. What's it saying? Is that the antivirus? Is it detecting a virus that's passing?
That's your computer telling you your torrent has been finished.
No. I actually haven't torrented anything in a while. Nope. That's my antivirus going off because it picks up the signal that's coming through the microphone, the digital audio signal that's coming through the microphone through that USB cable into it as a virus. That's right. This podcast is a virus. If you downloaded it, too bad. Rest in peace.
That's not a bad name for the podcast.
Like The Undertaker. Source subject?
Okay.
Source subject?
So are we going to start off?
So we start what off?
You going to pick that up?
Hey! Is that the antivirus? The antivirus? Is that the antivirus? The antivirus? Hey! Is that the antivirus? The antivirus? Is that the antivirus? The antivirus? So welcome to the podcast. This is the BRC Podcast Episode 2. Today we're going to be talking about, I don't know, what's the topic again?
The main topic of the podcast is going to be about just like Marvel movies in general, Phase 3, and like a general, just trying to like for us to get a general understanding of it, and for anybody who listens to a general idea, and what we can possibly see coming in Phase 4 after Infinity Wars.
And just to catch you up because you're behind.
Yeah,
apparently you don't know.
Well, I'm not really that far behind. I'm just not that. I haven't paid that much attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have missed almost all of the shows on Netflix.
Really? You haven't watched any of them?
I've seen like half of the first season of Daredevil. It came back, right? Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, they already started recording season 3.
Look, man.
Season 2 is good.
Look, man.
Punisher.
John Barenthal. Whew.
Look, man. So WrestleMania.
So that's exactly what I wanted to get into. Just the quickly
recap
what we talked about last time on the podcast, which was our
boy, were we wrong and right.
We were wrong and right.
I was right on a lot of them.
Yeah, you were.
I don't remember how many of them I actually guessed right. I just remember being upset about a couple.
But overall,
yeah.
I thought it was a decent enough WrestleMania.
13
overall.
matches in that night, 3 of them on the pre-show. The 3 matches on the pre-show were pretty alright, except for maybe the Battle Royale, but nobody really expects much out of that, except for having a good end to it. The best 4... On the main show, the best matches of the night were probably the 4 first matches that went on.
Yeah, no, the best match of the night being the very first
match. The best match of the night. It was the very first match, Shane versus AJ.
Yeah, exactly. But can we take a step back to the pre-show and ask why...
Never step back.
Why did they put the Dean Ambrose... who did he face?
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin into the pre-show instead of like... the whole John Cena fucking match.
I don't know. Well, I mean, they left John Cena on the main show because it's John Cena. I don't know why they moved that match to the pre-show.
Didn't they... Wasn't one of the fatal... It
was one of the women's titles.
It was one of the women's titles. It was the 4-way. It was the...
No, it was a SmackDown title that was originally on the pre-show and got moved to main show.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Possibly it switched with that. I'm not sure. Probably switched with that.
So the first match was... the Battle Royale. No. The first match was the...
First matchup was the Cruiserweight title match.
Yeah.
Which was decent, high flying.
Yeah.
You know.
It's pretty good. Then we had the Battle Royale.
Right.
It was your standard meh match until the end, which was kind of okay.
I fucking called it, though, that they were all going to turn on Big Show and Strowman and throw him out.
And I'm upset because you called it right, and I didn't want that to happen.
Yeah, no. Like, after it happened, I was like, it would have been better if those two cleared the ring and just fucking went at it.
Well, because it would have been good to, give Braun, a little bit, not more credibility, but, keep his credibility up and just say, look at all the things that he can do. He's wrecked all of these people. Yeah. And then also, Big Show's going out. It's his last Mania. That's already been confirmed.
Yeah.
Might as well give him something. I mean, the guy's been around forever. You just send him home without nothing. You know, like they did with the Undertaker.
Oh, okay. We'll get to that in a quick second.
No,
I almost called it. I had Sheamus, and he was in the last four.
Sheamus wasn't even in there.
Not Sheamus. Sami Zayn.
Yeah, he was. He was in there, right? Sheamus.
My bad.
Just because they're redheads.
Wrong redheaded. Sorry. Jeez. Sami Zayn. That's who I called it.
And then we had the Shane versus
Shane and
AJ, which ended up because we all thought it was gonna just be like kind of the flash that you get from Shane.
Yeah.
And then it turned into an actual wrestling match, and Shane put up his own fairly well.
That blew me out of the water. I did not expect that.
That was
amazing. I didn't expect it to last that long either.
The thing is that's how you know you've done a good match, because it kept building. It kept upping the next thing. There's no way Shane is going to be able to. Shane's wearing himself out. No, he's not. He just upped his game and did something else.
No,
and
he just did a coast to coast, and then just did a freaking shooting star press. He's not. Yeah, he's not tired.
Yeah, because I remember you brought it up. You're just like, oh, he's getting tired, and then it's like, wait, I think it's the gimmick. Nope, it's the gimmick, and it's just like, yep. So that was a strong start. The match after that was what?
Next up was, I believe it was a women's title match.
The SmackDown one or the
Raw?
That was actually.
I think it was that one.
Yeah, I think it was that one as well. That one was actually pretty good. I liked how they all ganged up on what's her name, Nikki Jax.
Yeah, get her in Nia really. That was funny.
The dog pile pin.
But I don't know why they went to just okay, Sasha's out with just the bear turnbuckle thing. That's a very old school kind of. That thing hurt. It knocked him out. You can pin them and win a match with it. It's a very old school thing, but I don't know. It kind of put me in a weird spot there. But then also keeping old school and just giving Bayley the Macho Man elbow drop, top rope elbow drop. Just that. Yep. That's a finisher.
I mean, I think Charlotte had a lot of good moves, like her.
Charlotte was doing.
What did she do to the outside on all of them?
She did that corkscrew.
Yeah, I was like,
moonsault. Yeah,
I was not expecting that.
I know she's done the top rope moonsault to the outside a number of times. I don't know if she's ever done the corkscrew, or I haven't seen it, but I'm just like, holy crap!
And she landed it perfectly.
She's come a long way from when I first saw her. But I mean, she's always been pretty good. But now she's just I can't complain about Charlotte being labeled as a champion because it's believable.
Mm-hmm.
Then the match after that.
And the match after that was the
Kevin and Jericho.
Oh yeah.
It was a solid match.
Yeah.
Nothing to complain about there.
No. I mean, the only thing, my problem with it is there's not a whole lot to say about it other than it was a good match.
It was a good match. There's a lot of banter. I love the banter back and forth that they had.
Yeah, it's sort of what I expected from them.
No, I don't think they had any miscues or anything. It was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good match. There was they didn't do anything too crazy or out the box. It was what we expected and is what we got, and it was good.
All right, and then we went on to the Raw Tag Title match.
And
holy crap!
The Hardy Brothers.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere. Actually, what I didn't mention last time is I had been seeing that there was the intention for them to sign the Hardys.
Mm.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it was down to we're signing, but I had not seen the confirmation that they had already put the ink on the paper or when they would be coming in. And surprise, surprise, here they are.
Yeah.
And I found out recently they're still doing independent dates right now.
Oh, really?
They are allowed to do their independence dates that they already had scheduled. So
didn't they wrestle the night before?
They wrestled the night before in a ladder match for a title.
That is just nuts.
Yeah,
two ladder matches.
I got
title ladder matches in a row. Yeah.
I got so hyped for it though because I jokingly said that Enzo was gonna jump off a big cat's shoulder and pull his and it almost happened. I was like, damn it! I wanted it to happen.
And then as soon as they had at first I thought it was a New Day because they came out.
Yeah, I know because as soon as Kofi started taking off the hat and started doing that real slow walk, I was like, okay, they're doing the match. And then, surprise, here's your music.
Yeah. It was a ruse, because you knew that as soon as you did that, it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be them.
And then you see Jeff go through a ladder through an actual ladder, like the ladder broke in half.
Yep.
With
on Sheamus.
Sheamus or Cesaro.
I think he went through Cesaro and Sheamus rolled off because the second ladder didn't break.
Yeah. But I was like, what in the world?
Again, we need people to do stupid shit in WrestleMania. Hardy Brothers turn the corner. Stupid shit, you say?
I think that's actually in their contract.
Yeah,
it probably is.
Like I believe Jeff Hardy sold his soul to the devil so he could fall from any height and survive it. Like I swear, I've seen that dude jump off of so many goddamn things.
So from the Hardys, we go on to another tag match, a mixed gender tag match. Cena and
this is literally the line drawn in WrestleMania where it just fucking train wrecks for the rest of the night.
Just like that one. It just did nothing for me. There was nothing happening in the match, and then, woo, you propose, good for you. Keep it off my ring WrestleMania or something. I didn't need that in my show.
That didn't bother me. I just felt like they, being a mixed tag match, because I feel like John Cena and The Miz can put on a good show. They can both, like, The Miz, as much as I don't like him, he's a really good wrestler.
Yeah, he can wrestle.
He's good.
And,
you know who's not good? Nikki.
That's why
she's better than she used to be. She's still not good.
Yeah.
Well, and Maurice is not a wrestler.
Right.
No, that's true.
I just think I wish they would have just gone like
pre-show.
Something else or pre-show, because there was potential there between John Cena and
just
The Miz.
done it Raw after Mania or something. It was so I didn't need that.
Yeah, I don't even think they needed that match on there because there was a lot of matches on there and it went long. Like
why didn't they just take like an intermission and just have him do the proposal?
Because that's basically what the proposal was.
No, but
it was an intermission between two matches.
Yeah,
but
because it only lasted like 8 minutes.
It was not a long match.
That's true.
But still,
and it was literally Miz beating up John Cena for the entire match, and then the counter, and then pin, and that was it.
Yeah,
or the double. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was pretty very like generic.
Yep.
After that was the...
I don't remember what specific... I remember what other matches happened. I don't remember the specific
I believe
order
it was the...
I believe it was Seth Triple H.
No, wasn't it Orton and Bray?
Was that earlier? Was it that earlier?
No, that was right before the...
Yeah, that was right before Brock.
Oh, that's right.
Before Brock.
So I think it
would be Seth and Triple H.
And that was actually a really good match. Like,
I felt nothing for that match.
Yeah,
I like Triple H, and Seth Rollins is usually pretty good. I'm usually pretty impressed with him. I felt nothing for that match.
I mean, it wasn't bad. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
It wasn't bad. It's what Albert said when we were watching. Like, oh, this is gonna be poor paced, missed cues, and there were some missed cues, and it was a little poor paced. But overall, it was a fun match. Like
I felt nothing.
I feel like that's always been like the Achilles heel for Triple H. Is he just doesn't know how long a match needs to drag out.
No, well, it's Triple H has the Ric Flair thing going on where every match that he does is pretty much the same, not choreography, but the same formula. Mm-hmm. There's the same formula to his matches. It's the thing I like about Triple H is not necessarily what he does in the ring. It's everything else about him. Right. It's the character. It's the way the way that he goes on about himself. So if you've seen, y'all have seen wrestling isn't wrestling. That's completely true about Triple H. Like probably as a person too. So it's like that's what I like about it. Is the character, not
right.
And for Seth Rollins, he's okay talking. He's pretty good in the ring, but I still it's something about him. Just I don't feel anything for him. So that match just did nothing for me.
Yeah.
Well, I liked it enough for it to not be too bad.
What was next?
Next we would be getting into Bray
and Orton. So you would think that
was it that one or the women's?
No. So what the SmackDown Women's was second to last.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, it was second to last.
It was the cool down match.
That's
right. That's how they booked those events.
So because it had to have been Bray and Orton because after them was Brock.
Yeah. So this one was, I think, what you felt on the Triple H Seth Rollins. It did nothing for me. I did not. I mean, the gimmick was cool that they had the ring, like.
Yeah, turning
into bugs and everything. That
is it
was
just
cool.
me, or did those two just seem to like not have that?
I don't like Randy. That's what it was for me. Is I don't like Randy.
No,
and
but
I don't
like
his
objectively
either.
though, if you watch that match again and look at it, there's
nothing going on.
There's just nothing going on. Like they're not. It doesn't seem like they're working together.
Yeah.
It's more of just like, oh, you do this, I'm gonna do this. Meh, it's over.
Yeah, there was no like.
It didn't seem like they were enjoying themselves either. That's what I got from it, and I quickly became very disinterested.
I think it needed more build up for as far as like the rivalry going on, because Randy won the Royal Rumble and then wasn't going to fight him and then was going to fight him.
Yeah, it was just a weak. It was a weak story.
Yeah,
there was nothing. There was no reason to care about it.
Which
sucks because I like Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
I still love that promo they did where he's burning down the place that Wyatt's at, and he does that pose, and it's just like the fire marshal walks up. What are you doing?
Posing, man.
Fucking
Posing.
Yeah.
So then we go on to Brock and Goldberg. I like this match.
Yeah,
I liked it because
of
what you had between those two people that are just supposed to be monsters, that's the exact kind of match you would expect.
Yeah, no, it lasted as long as it needed to be, and it was entertaining.
And you saw a spear, jackhammer, suplex, and an F5.
You saw 10 suplexes, 4 spears, a jackhammer, and an F5.
Okay.
1 pin each. The jackhammer did not work. The F5 did work.
Yeah. Which
that was
great.
Perfect to me. It was for what those two characters were, and
so
for the way that rivalry was built up. It was exactly what it needed to be.
And so is that it for Goldberg?
Goldberg's done as far as being there full time, like constantly.
Yeah.
Apparently, he might just come back if they ask him to do a thing for the right little story thing.
Right.
But he's pretty much gone. Originally the thing was supposed to be one match,
right?
And it was actually apparently Brock that pushed it to say, no, let's drag it out and make some money off of it, and I think it worked.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the rivalry. Then we go on to SmackDown Women's.
Yeah.
It was just too much going on at once for any of them to shine.
See, yeah, I can't blame them because Naomi got hurt, so she had to give up the title, and then she got okay in time for Mania. So they're like, what do we do? There was nothing for them to build.
She had a great entrance. I loved her entrance. I thought it was cool.
It really freaking gave it away, but I think it almost gave it away the Tuesday before when she said she was coming back for the match. So it didn't matter to me. The thing I knew about that match, and I mentioned it last time, is that they're not happy with Alexa Bliss as champion anyway, so they were gonna give it to somebody else.
Why is that?
She has no chemistry with anyone except Becky. She has chemistry with Becky, and that's about it.
So she just needs to work on her, on being able to play with others.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fair.
I like everything else about her, but I do agree that
in that match, Becky had some good moves and everything.
Yeah,
there's a few miscues with a few because there's just too many people.
There's too many people.
Yeah, and it is just hard to get that working functionally. You got to spend a lot more time than I think they did to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
So it was what it was.
It is what it was. And then we go on to the other thing that is what it was.
Okay.
This match.
Can I just say that this match literally just I would have preferred the match to have started and 5 seconds in, someone dressed as the fucking overgrown Grim Reaper with a scythe shows up and says, "Take her. You've been on this planet too long. You now must return." And him get pulled into the ring.
You watch too much anime and
yes, I do. But you're telling me
too many video games.
Would you have not preferred that than this match?
I would have preferred anything to that match because the match sucked.
Yeah.
The match was.
Couldn't wrestle in that condition, and Roman Reigns is not good enough to carry somebody.
Yeah, it was watchable for the first 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, and then it just there's a botch. Oh, another botch.
It's on paper, if you truncate all the details of what actually happened in the match, where it was they went at each other for a couple minutes, and then Undertaker started breaking down, so Reigns just powered through him and just plain won. On paper, if you tell me that's what happened, and it was just 10 minutes, I would have said, okay, well, that kind of makes sense. That makes sense. But I'm pretty sure the match was longer than that.
Oh, yeah, the match was
on paper is not what actually happened in there.
Yeah.
They went for a little bit, and then they started screwing shit up, and then they were like, well, Taker can't do anything else, so he's just going to stand there and take 5 spears in a row.
Yeah, it was a really fucking shitty way to end Taker's career and his final WrestleMania.
And I was mad because I had to go right after that, and so I missed the whole,
Oh, yeah, his,
the whole walkout thing?
Yeah.
The 30 extra minutes of him saying goodbye to everybody, which is completely understandable, but it was just like, fuck that match.
It was bad.
He deserved a better match to go out on. He really did. I can't believe they gave him such a shit match to go out on.
But, I mean, any other match that he would have wrestled would have been not as bad, but still bad, because he's just not The Undertaker anymore.
Yeah, well, as far as WrestleMania goes, 0 out of 10 better than last year. Not 0 out of 10. It was alright, but it was still better than last year.
Oh, it was better than last year, yeah.
I'd give it half a leg of a Lieutenant Dan.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
It was definitely better than last year. I enjoyed it.
I'm going to take a drink of this soda.
So, do we want to go about what we've been doing for the past,
Yeah, so what else have we been doing for the last week and a half or 2 weeks by the time this podcast goes up?
So, Phil?
Been playing...
Time freeze!
I've been playing more Zelda.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, more Zelda. Caught up with Rebels, so I'm all fully caught up with that, and holy crap, Season 3 ended. Holy crap.
I'm not caught up, so don't.
Yeah, so we'll leave it at that.
What else am I going to do? Just Zelda. Oh, I'm planning on tomorrow, actually, at the time of this recording, whatever this goes up. But I'm going to start painting again, War Machine.
Ooh.
So I have the stuff pulled out, so all I have to do is start that. So that's what I've been doing.
Yo, no, we got to teach you War Machine, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Sunday. I don't know. Anyways,
soon.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been doing. Lots of Zelda. I'm up to 45% completion rate. So
Jesus,
that is a lot of places that you have been to, and a lot of things that you have done. Holy crap!
I'm up to I think 100 hours in that game. So yeah.
So Noe, what'd you do recently? Oh, wait, were you done? Yeah. You're done.
I was done.
So Noe, what'd you do recently?
Oh, still trying to read more comics. I've literally fallen behind all of my shows.
Good.
Because of work and trying to catch up with comics. I don't know, not really a whole lot. I started watching ReZero, anime.
Why?
Just to check it out, see if it's any good.
Watching what?
ReZero.
RE:0.
Yeah, it's an anime. So far, it looks like it's Live, Die, Repeat, the anime. But a lot worse.
I wouldn't give it even that much credit.
Really?
Yeah. I dropped that one off real quick.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm 2 episodes in, so we'll see. I usually give things to episode 5.
That's half a season for most shows now.
I know.
That's I mean, it's not, sir, for some things it's a little bit too much.
At that point you might as well finish it.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll see. I don't know. I've done that. Work. Been hanging out with coworkers.
Oh, nobody wants to hear about that. Not even your coworkers.
Of course not. Just sitting right here.
As Flip points to himself.
Flip.
I've been calling him Flip for months. Haven't you picked up on this?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
I also watched Beauty and the Beast. I forgot about that.
Oh, that's also
Wasn't bad.
something to mention. I saw Ghost in the Shell, the movie.
I've been meaning to watch both of those movies, as well as the third movie, whose name I cannot remember right now.
Power Rangers.
Yes, I've been meaning to watch all 3 of those movies. There's a possibility I might do that this weekend, actually.
So, I saw Ghost in the Shell, and I was pleasantly surprised it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And it was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's a solid movie. It's a very entertaining movie, very good watch. You would definitely find issues with it, especially if you've seen the series slash movies.
Yeah.
Just what you get when you adapt something like that. But for what it is, I would give it. It's a solid movie.
Give it a solid out of 10.
Solid out of 10. Yeah.
And is that all? Is that anything else?
Just so the thing that movie does a really good job of doing is setting the mood and understanding the tone of like the world in general, like the look and feel of it. They got it to the T.
Does it have like that? What is it? 30 or it was like 30 seconds or a minute of just straight scenery shots.
Actually, yes.
It actually has.
It has some of those. It has some scenes where she's walking down the street and you get to see what the world looks like.
But does it have Yoko Kanno music in it?
No.
Of course not. I already knew the answer to that. And the only reason that I asked that question was to sandbag the movie.
Yes, I know.
Anyways, so, John, what have you been up to?
Not a whole lot, really. Just a lot more video games there. Put some more hours on Horizon there. I've moved forward in the story I've actually figured out why there's robots. And it's moderately interesting. I won't say much more because I don't know how far you are and you haven't played it yet.
No.
But that was pretty interesting.
I was watching John die a lot earlier, so
I died once.
Oh,
I died once.
What else besides that?
Besides that, I did pick up Persona 5.
Ooh.
Anime the game.
Anime the game.
Let's not talk about it anymore, or else we might get sued.
No. Okay. So here's the thing about Persona 5. Here's the thing about me and Persona in general. I knew of the existence of Persona
for copyright strike right now.
quite a while. Back when Persona 4 was a thing, or actually when 4 Golden came out, a couple of Albert and Hector were pretty far into it. So much so that if I went to one of their places, I would either see them play it or see them watch the show, or I kind of just by exposure start to get interested in Persona itself. That grew a little bit more when the fighting game came out. Persona 4 Arena is pretty fun. It's kind of simple, but also not.
I have no opinion about a Persona. I've never played any of the games.
You should play Arena. It's a nice jump in point. I think it helps out a little bit.
That might have been your noise.
No, I know what the noise was last time. We moved this shit, so it's not a problem anymore. But I know what the noise was last time. Anyways, so Arena kind of kept me interested to the point where when Persona 5 was getting announced, I was like, okay, I'll keep it on my radar. When it actually comes out, I'll think about picking it up. That was in 2014.
I was going to say, wasn't that like 2013?
That was in 2014. It was originally scheduled for release in 2014. So 3 years later here, we're finally getting to Persona 5 coming out. I did keep it on my radar. I actually kept all of the interest. Because the art style on it is super great. I'm not a huge fan of the music, but it matches it pretty well to where it's just like, this is so hip and awesome and cool and stylish that I'm gonna go for it. So I picked up Persona 5 on release day. Something interesting I want to mention there. Do you guys know how many games I picked up on release day in the last, say, 5 years?
Like
10 years?
Like 2.
So
Zelda.
There was a huge gap between GTA 5 and... Actually, no. I was going to say Pokemon Sun, but I picked that up on release week, not on the day of.
Mm-hmm.
So GTA 5 all the way to Zelda. That was the gap of not picking up games on release day. That has since been broken by Zelda, Nier, and Persona 5. I picked up Horizon a month late because Zelda. And Horizon,
Zelda,
and Nier and Persona 5 are coming out. There's way too many good games coming out here. I picked it up on release day at approximately 11 a.m. Central. At approximately 1:30 Central, we get the post from Atlas USA, which was an article that comes straight from Atlas Japan about streaming guidelines for Persona 5. And to boil that down, essentially don't post any spoilers from the first, quarter of the game. Try to keep it light. Skip these scenes and everything. Don't ruin the game for other people. And I get that. Yeah, don't ruin the game for other people. but also don't post anything after July 7th in the game. By the way, this is a calendar-based game where you start in April and you go for like a year. So they're telling you do not post anything from the last 3 quarters of the game, or you will receive a copyright strike.
Yeah, no.
You cannot post anything from the last 3 quarters of this game.
That's a bit ridiculous.
You want it to be more ridiculous? Do you know what the actual release date for Persona 5 is?
What?
September in Japan. The game has already been out 6 months.
So
there has already been 6 months worth of time that any spoiler in the game could have reached the farthest reaches of the internet and made it all the way to the shores of America and spoiled the game for you. 6 months ago, this game came out in Japan.
So why even? Well, then what?
I don't know. I don't know why they did it. But the most frustrating thing about this is that the game is good. Yeah. The game is good. If the game was anything less than an A minus, I mean, I would sell the game because of my frustration with what Atlas did. Because of my frustration with it being 3 years late on release. But the game is super good. It's super fun to play. It's super good to look at. Holy crap, the menu system. I'm almost willing to put the disc in the PS4 right now, load up the game, and just kind of dig through the menus and just watch shit fly around. Because it's super good. I wish I could be more upset at this than I actually am. I wish I could be more upset at this than I actually am.
See, I've thought about picking it up, but I just haven't.
Pick it up. It's super good.
Well, I have other games
just
to pick
don't
up.
stream it or post it on YouTube because
I want to get Horizon.
I'm not picking it up because if I go and buy it, I'm going to stream the fuck out of it just to fucking dig at them.
I mean,
I don't give a fuck.
I mean, something's going to happen.
Fuck.
Something will happen, but I mean, pick it up, play it, if only for yourself. I mean, it's fun.
Can I enjoy it
without streaming or putting it on YouTube? Of course.
No, not that.
Can you enjoy it without having played 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Right.
I have not played 1, 2, or 3. I've only watched the show for 4, but know pretty much the entire plotline of 4. There's some similar themes. It's still its own story.
Okay.
Story.
It's still its own story. It's still its own story.
We have what's his face?
I used to have a lisp, by the way.
I already forgot that.
That's a fun story, actually.
Tell it then.
Well, okay, so I didn't.
John, please don't keep us in this.
One of my aunts is a speech therapist,
right?
And she picked up on the fact that I had a lisp. So basically, it's super short here, but I mean, she came up to me and said, "Say sit." I don't want to curse in front of my aunt. She's gonna kick my ass. Someone's gonna kick my ass if I curse in front of the adults.
Yeah.
Sit.
And that's it?
Yeah. I was like 10. It's just one instance of don't curse, you get your ass beat, sit, fixed for life.
There you go.
Except for like 5 minutes ago when I said it on the podcast here.
Also, I also saw Power Rangers, and that was also better than what I expected.
That's pretty much what I've heard from everyone about that movie.
They did a really good job of introducing you to the new Jason, Zach, Billy, Kimberly, and Trini. Is that Trini? It's Trini.
Wasn't that what it was before?
It was like Trinity or something like that.
I thought it was Trini.
It was Trini.
I remember Trini. I remember it being Trini.
Well, they changed the actors.
Then maybe I might be thinking of a different.
Well, the first like group, they changed her because she got into a car wreck and passed away.
Which is very unfortunate for her, in all sense of the manner, because jokes have been had.
Yeah.
But no, they do like what I can say about the movie, because I know you guys haven't seen it, is just they spend a lot more time with the characters themselves, and the actors do a fair job, and they do not hold your hand with heavy dialogue. Having the actors explain things in like expositional dialogue, like things are shown to you, visually and audibly, for you to understand things. Like
by percentage, how much of the time were they in the suit?
25%.
25%?
Actually, no, it's less than that. Like, they actually don't get into the suits until, like, pretty much the end of the movie.
So it's more like an origin, like a relaunch.
Yeah, it sounds disconcerting, but when you see the movie, it makes sense.
I mean, it's not as bad as, what was it, Godzilla?
Because it's explained in the movie why, like...
I was almost okay with how they did that in Godzilla, though. I was almost okay with it.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, almost.
But it's explained in the movie why that's the case. Because I know that puts you off, but there's a reason for it. And my biggest complaint is the CGI in some spots. And just the way how they did Alpha 5. I don't like it.
Isn't that the voice Bill Hader?
The voice is fine, it's just the look of him is just...
Yeah. Oh, we had a big spiel with that when they released it.
I was genuinely like surprised how well the movie was.
Yeah.
And how diverse the cast is.
Well, I mean, I've heard pretty much the same thing about that movie from everyone except the original Jason. I think that's the only person I've heard that didn't like it, because it's just like, I'm the only Jason, is I think what he actually said, which was funny to me. But yeah, I'll watch that soon enough. Maybe this weekend. Who knows? Or maybe I'll just keep playing video games because I'm on a roll still. Yeah. And I'm afraid of what I'll play next because Persona 5 is going to take forever.
We're going to come back in 2 days and John's going to be still on the couch.
He's going to have not moved at all.
His eyes
You're going to see like spider webs just like on him.
It's pretty rough, dude.
He's going to try to get up and the couch is already going to be like...
You're literally going to see like odor waves coming off it.
Yeah, it's taken me like an hour per day in game there. Mm-hmm. Like an hour to get a day completed in that one, and it's a year long. Like the game's a year long. So, yeah, it's going to take a while.
It is going to take a while. So do we want to get into the main...
Nah, why would we want to do... I'm going to take a sip of this soda.
I was going to find my notes. I don't know where... There it is.
Notes?
There it is.
What a nerd.
Well, I mean, this was Noe's topic, by the way.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and, put the blame on me if it...
Yeah, you picked it. You picked the one that I can supply almost nothing towards.
I didn't pick it. So let's have Noe start.
Yeah, Noe, tell us about Marvel movies in the Marvel Cinematic
Universe. You want me to start?
Well, I don't know if you guys know this.
But
there are superhero movies out there.
Holy shit!
Batman?
Like Batman?
Yeah.
So, basically we're going to be talking about Phase 3 of the Marvel Universe.
And Luke Skywalker?
Yeah. We're going to be talking about Luke Skywalker. And,
so...
Ariel.
And Captain Planet?
Yes. And how, with our powers combined, we can become Captain Planet.
So, Phase 3 started officially with Captain America Civil War, which saw... I mean, I'm assuming everybody's seen that. It's been a year almost.
Mm-hmm. We'll try to be a spoiler.
No, this is a spoiler cast.
Spoiler cast? Okay.
All right, so let's start. So...
Except for Doctor Strange, because I haven't seen that one.
Okay, so...
Well, spoiler cast, motherfucker.
Well, so Captain America Civil War obviously saw the reintroduction of Spider-Man into the Marvel Universe. So
Spider-Man, he's a hero.
Sony has... does not... Well, do they still own him? I don't know. Anyway,
Sony still has the rights. They basically granted permission to use the character.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
that's the one thing you know?
Huh?
Is that the one
thing?
No,
I remember, because I remember how that story broke out, where Sony Sony Japan basically told Sony movie studios, let them use it.
Yeah, because...
we want money.
Because sadly, not really sadly, the Andrew Garfield Peter Parker just didn't hit.
Thank God. I'm sorry. I did not like Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. That back break didn't do it for you?
I actually...
I didn't even watch the movie. I just knew it was going to happen.
Well, when I saw that movie, it actually caught me off guard.
Like, you didn't... Wait. You didn't expect it, or you didn't know?
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway.
That's how out of tune I was on the movie. I wasn't paying attention, and all of a sudden all I saw was whack! And I was like, whoa.
Dead.
I'm upset.
So Civil War sees Spider-Man or Tom Holland Spider-Man make his debut in the Marvel Universe. Not Marvel Universe, but the Disney Marvel Universe.
What are you laughing?
I'm laughing because I have a video to show you, but I'll wait till after podcast.
And then obviously it breaks the Avengers into two: Iron Man, and Captain America.
By the way, if you're Team Cap, you're a fucking tard.
Well then.
No, I'm playing.
I mean,
it doesn't really matter.
For how big the Civil War story is, I think the movie did it okay. I think the Civil War was what Age of Ultron tried. Like, Age of Ultron just didn't... After the first Avengers, Age of Ultron was okay, but it just didn't live up to the hype.
Yeah, Age of Ultron just... It was a good movie, it just wasn't anything stellar.
Yeah, it wasn't as good.
There was, obviously, the Hulk was missing in this one, and Thor was missing in this one, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it wasn't even like an actual civil war, it was like a civil spat.
Yeah. So there was like, what, 8? Yeah, anyways. And so then we had, I think November last year? December? The end of last year we had Doctor Strange come out. And
very good movie.
Dr. Weird.
Gentlemen! Behold! More corn!
I don't know. But
is that it? Is that after that phase?
No. This is the beginning. This is the movies that have already come out. Yeah. I liked Doctor Strange. It was okay. I need to watch it again because I wasn't really paying attention when I watched it.
I need to watch it, period.
I liked it because it finally sets up the mystical side of the MCU or Marvel movies in general. So I feel like, that can definitely be explored and expanded on, which I'm excited for.
So then, next up is going to be Volume 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, which is obviously going to be going after Peter Quill's parents, because that's what they kind of left off at the end of last year.
Yeah.
So that one looks really cool. Baby Groot, obviously going to be a big merchandise.
Yeah. It's going to be the reason why kids go to watch that movie.
But it looks fun. Good soundtrack, of course. Good soundtrack. Mm-hmm. All the actors have a really awesome...
It'll be fun. It'll be funny. It'll make money. It'll be great.
Yep. And then after that is actual Spider-Man Homecoming, which
I'm excited
I haven't been this excited for a Spider-Man movie since ever.
Is that listed in MCU?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's in the MCU. So that's basically pretty much Peter going back after he had his deal with the other Avengers in Civil War, and kind of like, I want to go back, I want to be an Avenger, and he's still just a high school kid.
Yeah, that's what it looks like it's looking at, and Tony's like the dad that is like, no, you can't do that, I'm taking your cool toys away now.
No, my cool toys.
Well, it looks like it also kind of teases in the trailers, and teases that I guess Tony Stark has had, like, he said he's going to take the suit back, so Tony's kind of like helping him out and giving him toys and all this stuff. So that's pretty cool. And Michael Keaton as Vulture looks badass.
Awesome.
So yeah.
The only thing that worries me about like Spider-Man
is Spider-Man.
No, it has nothing to do with like anything in the movie.
It's Vulture.
It's the fact that like the Sony execs of America have like, I don't know who it was that tweeted it out, but one of the higher ups there said something about offhandedly said that that they're going to do this, something else with him, and then they're taking Spider-Man back essentially.
I hope not. I still wish they would have gone with Miles Morales.
That's fine. That's fine because Spider-Man. Spider-Man can come and go as the heroes can come and go as they please. Thor left. He's just coming back because they said, let's bring Thor back.
Yeah, but that's because they can do that. Yeah. Like, if Sony backs out of the deal with Marvel, they may never sign that deal again.
Yeah, but they can do that with Spider-Man too. They can do that.
If they keep having bombs at the box office, they might not do that. That's why they rushed out and did Amazing Spider-Man, because they wanted to keep the rights to him. Yeah. So they made a shitty movie. Though Amazing Spider-Man 1 wasn't terrible.
It had left a lot to be desired. Still.
Yeah. Andrew Garfield just looked too old to play a high school Peter Parker.
He's
Maybe high school Peter Parker just looked too young to be played by Garfield. If you think about it that way.
Yeah.
Also, can we just mention this is the youngest Aunt May that we've seen by far?
Yeah, I mean,
which I'm fine with, because if there's scenes of Tony flirting with her, trying to hit on her and stuff, that would be great.
There will be, I'm sure.
In Homecoming,
I think it's cool. I think it's funny.
Next up, it will be Volume 2 was what, May?
Volume 2 is going to be May 5th. Spider-Man's going to be
July 7th, I believe.
Yeah, July 7th.
And then Thor Ragnarok is later this year. I don't know.
Which is October 17th?
I don't know.
I think it's October 17th.
Let me see if it says
it. So we got 3 installments coming up this year.
Yeah.
And then still left to come.
So, Ragnarok is basically Thor coming back from basically trying to stop Ragnarok happening, which is the destruction of Asgard. Yeah,
which was a very popular run when they first did it as a series.
And it will also see the return of Hulk,
which is going to be possibly Planet Hulk, which I'm very concerned about, because you could easily do that as its own movie, and in fact, it should be its own movie. So I'm very concerned that
but the other Hulk movies have not done super amazing.
Right, which is why they're not going to.
Yeah, there's only been one. So, in this
2.
No. In this.
Yeah, I know. One is MCU and the other's not.
Yeah.
But there's been 2.
There's been more, but yeah.
No, we talked about this.
Cut to a clip.
Nothing that happened before. Whatever happened for Spider-Man 1 or X-Men. Nothing that happened before that counts.
Cut to a clip of the Incredible Hulk TV series from.
Well, there's only one because Edward Norton's Hulk came right before Iron Man. Actually, after Iron Man.
Which one?
Iron Man 1.
The first Hulk one.
With Eric Bana?
No, not that one. Edward Norton's Hulk came right after Iron Man 1.
No, it came before. I could have sworn it came before.
I thought so too, but it actually didn't.
Really?
Yeah. I think. I could be wrong. Look it up.
I will. Anyways.
And then after Ragnarok, that's all this year. Next year is going to have Black Panther, which I'm super excited for.
That'll be interesting because
he was one
when he showed up in Civil War. That was a very, very interesting character. I want to see more of him.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, which will lead to another topic that had been had. But why is it that? I'm going to just touch on it. Why is it that Marvel can just drop a character in like that and not really have a build up to who he is or what he's about?
I think that's because if you can do it right, then you just did it right.
Yeah, but
I think that's what they're going to do, because he was because he wasn't the king of Wakanda yet. Happened in Civil War when his dad died. So I think this movie is going to be almost immediately after the events of Civil War. I could be wrong.
Who knows? Not me.
So yeah. So there's not much information on there. Just kind of he's gonna. I'm assuming he's gonna try to balance between Black Panther and the King of Wakanda, the roles of both of those. I don't know. Maybe I could be just speaking.
Yeah, that's my. That's my question. Is what the villain is? Is it a concept or a person?
Yeah, I don't know yet. There's not much. So after that will be the first part of the Avengers Infinity War, or aren't they breaking that up into 2?
I believe there's going to be 2 movies.
It's part 1 and then part 2.
Yeah. So that's going to see Avengers teaming up with Guardians of the Galaxy to fight Thanos. Woo! So that's going to be
expensive cast.
Yeah, it's going to be expensive cast, and I don't know how.
Can I go ahead and say that I feel like if Vision isn't killed in this movie for his stone, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. He's got to die at some point.
Because it's in
his forehead.
It's what he's
got to die at some point.
Yeah,
I'm just so. I'm excited for it, but I'm also skeptical because that is a lot of characters to put on one screen.
Yeah, but they already pulled it off in Civil War.
This is even more than Civil War, though.
They're not going to bring everyone back. They're not going to bring everyone back because already in Civil War they didn't bring everyone back. So they're going to trim it down. They're going to trim the fat to save on some money. And they'll figure out some clever ways to say, they couldn't come by, or they're busy and they're working in South Africa. So
who are they going to cut? I'm assuming Black Widow and Hawkeye.
No. I think Black Widow will stay there. I think Hawkeye will get cut.
That'd be funny if, like, in just the middle of this galactic fight outside, like, the planet, you just see Hawkeye fishing.
But it's gonna be like secondary and tertiary characters that get cut. So like War Machine maybe you don't see him again.
Well, yeah, I'm saying like the main cast. They have
the main cast is coming, of course. But I'm talking about to save some money, you cut out the secondary and tertiary
like the sidekicks and stuff. Like we may not
Thor.
see.
Okay, so they got rid of Thor. They kept Thor out. They kept Hulk out. Who else did they keep out for Civil War? Natalie Portman.
Who else?
Pepper.
Yeah, but that had more to do with the fact that they didn't want to sign her again for the movies.
That's still writing somebody out.
Yeah,
saving some money. That's already 4 characters that they cut down. Secondary and tertiary characters. Actually, 2 of them primary. But
they also didn't bring back his John Favreau, which was what's his name? The driver, whatever he is to Happy. There you go.
And then let's see.
I think they'll actually bring the whole cast back, and I think I would like to see it happen where they bring the whole cast back and we just see a few people kind of die.
I think they kill people off before we get there. Like you said, Vision, they'll die first.
Like
he'll die soon.
Like you think he won't die in the movie? Like he'll be dead already when the movie starts?
He'll be dead before they get there. I think he'll be dead before they get there.
So then,
also,
what's next? It's gonna be. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Also, I'm gonna throw this wild speculation out there because
it's wrong.
Because there's always been like a weird way that like Nova has come about, but I feel like John C. Reilly's daughter is going to be part of the next like phase in Phase 4 as Nova.
That might be what I'm going to talk about in this
because if he goes for the power gem, it's on that planet where the Nova Core is, and John C. Reilly's character is one of the guards of that thing. He is going to die protecting that thing if they do it right, and which would in turn make his daughter want to join the Core, becoming Nova.
So next is what they say. What they have is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yay!
One movie, not Ant-Man and the Wasp. So
yay!
Right.
That looks pretty cool. I really enjoyed Ant-Man.
Ant-Man was good.
It was very Paul Rudd and Michael Pena.
And so that I was very super really skeptical when they first announced Paul Rudd as Ant-Man because I was just like,
hey, it worked.
But it worked really well. That's one of my favorite ones other than Cap 2. But yeah.
Winter Soldier?
Yeah, that was...
Winter Soldier is like on the top of my list of best Marvel movies.
Then they say Captain Marvel. There's not much info on these. They're just working titles. So Captain Marvel, which...
I would love it. I would love it if Captain Marvel ended with her showing up finding Miss Marvel as she comes out of the thing. I would love that, dude.
I don't know if they'll do
I don't think they'll do that, but I would love to see them introduce Miss Marvel into Phase 4.
Well, I think Miss Marvel, this is another part that's going to come up I'll talk about. Then the second Infinity War. So there originally was supposed to be an Inhumans movie, and I think that's when Miss Marvel will show up.
Yeah.
But that's going to go to a TV series. So
yeah.
So that's pretty much.
So I know John may not have too much of an opinion on it. What do you think of them casting Brie Larson to be Captain Marvel?
I think it's looks pretty good. Like I need to read more up into her like past stuff.
Because we don't have a whole lot of information about Captain Marvel yet. I was just speculating on like cast because I don't know. For me, I wasn't expecting them to go with Brie Larson, but obviously they saw something when she came and auditioned.
Yeah,
possibly.
So which out of all of those, which would be the one you're most excited for?
Black Panther, because it's the only one that I have some build up for. I think. Just because I want to know more. I want to know more, and I just have more interest in that, and that's pretty much. Yeah.
Also, really quick, did you guys see that Sam Jackson, when he was interviewed on the radio, kind of like possibly hinted that the Red Skull might still be alive?
I didn't.
Why? How?
I forgot what he says exactly, but he talks about the Tesseract and how the last time you see Red Skull, the Tesseract reacted to him and he just disappears. And he's like, so he's not necessarily, and he stops himself obviously because he about to give up.
I mean, he might be like trapped in another dimension. I don't know.
Right. the whole thing is people are freaking out because he may play into the future of the movies, and he may
also be yanking on your donger.
Yeah,
could possibly do that too.
I wouldn't mind them getting Hugo Weaving back and playing that character.
Yeah,
man.
Awesome.
Give me more Elrond.
Can we all?
He just comes back as Elrond.
Give me more Elrond.
As Elrond.
So Black Panther, you're that's the one you're excited for?
This is the one I'd have like the most, just based on what I've already seen. Mm-hmm. It's the one I want to see more of because I know nothing of Black Panther. I know nothing of the character, and it was a very interesting character and very good performance in Civil War. So I'm like, that one. I want to see more of that guy.
Well, I mean, Captain America is probably going to play a major role in that movie as well because...
Yeah, he probably is.
If it's going to happen right after Civil War, they're over there.
Yeah. Exactly. So, I mean,
Bucky, I guess they're going to try to figure out what to do with Bucky as well because he's over there as well.
Yeah, and that's cool and everything, but I don't care about them. They got their movies already.
Yeah.
Should be more Black Panther. I want to see that guy.
And what about you, Noe?
I'm... Really, the movie that has me excited just because I want to see if they do it right is going to be Thor Ragnarok. Just because I want to see how they do Planet Hulk and Ragnarok in the same movie. And and obviously one of them is going to suffer, and I'm assuming it's going to be Planet Hulk. Like, we're going to get like just enough of it, like a tease of what could have been a full movie, and then that's about it. But I'm still excited to see that movie because it looks like it's going to be good. Especially all the little hints and drops they've been making about it.
I am most excited for... This is weird because I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, but I'm most excited for Homecoming. Just because I think Tom Holland as Peter Parker is just like... I think it's perfect.
Yeah, he's perfect.
Cast.
It's a very, very good casting.
Look, we've talked about it before where it's like Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker, but he was Spider-Man. And it was the opposite for Andrew Garfield. And now we have Tom Holland coming in, and it's just like he seems to be the best of both worlds.
Right.
And that's what has me excited for Homecoming.
And it's going to have, he's going to have Iron Man in there and Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. is just amazing, and then Michael Keaton looks just awesome, and like I'm super excited for. Like, I was kind of excited when Spider-Man 1 came out because that was like the first introduction of the new superhero movies. We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Anything before Spider-Man 1 or X-Men 1,
because we can't remember which one happened first.
I swear it was X-Men.
I want to say it might be Spider-Man, honestly.
Well, Spider-Man happened in 2001 because I believe they cut out the whole thing because of I don't know when X-Men 1 came out. It had to be 2000, 2001. Let's say they're both of the same year. Whatever.
We'll argue about it later.
I remember watching that because I remember lining up in my local town, which is population nothing, and there was a line out. We had a single screen theater line out the door because that was the first time they'd gotten a movie day of.
Dang.
And it was just pretty cool.
Yeah, in my local town, we just walked over to the theater that was, because it burned down, and we just stared at it for 5 minutes hoping something would show up.
I don't know if that's a lie or you actually did that, because there is nothing to do in that place.
Exactly.
And I completely believe that you would do stupid shit like that.
Yeah, no, we did. We did stupid shit like that all the time, man.
I'm going to see when Spider-Man 1.
Do it.
Yeah, check the date there. But what we were saying before we tangented off on that topic was anything that happened before those two movies doesn't exist. Doesn't count.
Which brings me to the next... I guess not the next thing, but... Let's talk about the end of Logan a little bit.
What about it?
And how you know it's setting up for X-Force.
X-Men was 2000.
Really?
X-Men was first.
Let me see what Spider-Man
X-Men was first.
It's setting up X-Force. Like,
I don't know what that is.
It's literally the Canadian version of X-Men. It's literally
Is it literally Canadian X-Men?
Yes, it's X-Force.
That's hilarious. I want it, eh?
Spider-Man 1 was 2000.
And it's literally Agent 23 and like all of her friends that we saw in freaking Logan. Like, they're gonna come back and they're gonna be X-Force, and that's how we get the X-Men with Deadpool, and how we get Wolverine with Deadpool because she's going to come back and be the new Wolverine. That's what I'm seeing happening. Because right now, she's all new Wolverine.
That kid's going to be a good action star later.
Yeah.
She has the face. Like, I don't know if you know what I mean, but she has, like, the resting face of just, like, an action character who just did some shit and, like, she's about to do some shit to you if you don't fuck off.
Spider-Man 1 was 2002.
Oh! Who's right? This guy. Who's right? This guy right here. X-Men was first.
Can I kick him in the face first?
Don't kick me in the face. This is my apartment.
So, what we were asking if Hulk or Iron Man came out first?
Yeah, I swear Hulk
that was
came first.
That was the other question.
Iron Man 1 came out May 2nd, 2008.
Oh, Hulk was first. Hulk came out first.
I want to say it's first. I think it came out 2007.
I think the old Hulk came out first.
The Edward Norton, right?
June 13th, 2008. Iron Man came out first.
No!
What the fuck? Really?
Told y'all. I had the same conversation with Hunter, I think.
Hunter doesn't know anything.
We argued. I argued. I was like, no, it came out first. Nope. Hulk came out that same year, the next month, and yeah.
Maybe that's why I think that Hulk came first, because I think I saw Hulk first that year.
Could be that. I didn't see Hulk at all. I didn't see either of the Hulk movies.
Well, the Eric Bana one was...
Yeah, that's what I remember.
You get to see him fight giant dogs.
Giant dogs?
Yeah.
That came out in 2003. So that came out, I guess that did come out after everything out. But yeah, Edward Norton came out in 2008.
That's crazy.
It's so crazy. I remember... Yeah.
I remember when the trailer for Iron Man first came out, and it was like a teaser trailer. Do you remember what it was? It wasn't anything particular. You just saw a shot in the sky, and you just saw this little dot of a person going across, and he broke the sound barrier, and that was it.
Yeah.
And my dad got like super hyped for Iron Man after that.
I was super hyped for Iron Man 2 when they had the suitcase and like they did that thing. I was just like, I mean, I was also super hyped when Transformers came out because they made the sound, but then those movies were just high garbage. So.
That's the kind of going back to what I was saying earlier about Power Rangers. That was another thing that I hated. Is the Megazord literally looks like a Transformer.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it just, and they don't coincide all in the head. They're in like pockets of their own little cockpits. So like it's almost like Voltron. Like 2 are in the leg, 2 are here, and then the guy's center.
Speaking of Voltron, season 3 got announced.
Woo-hoo.
I am on like episode 3 of season 1.
Catch up. It's really funny.
Yeah,
I love
it.
It
Is funny. I remember. It is funny. I just haven't done it.
Also, you need to watch Doctor Strange because I think you'll like it.
I need to watch Doctor Strange because I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, you're right.
But Honest Trailers did make a really good point that it's like come watch the movie you've already seen. A billionaire playboy philanthropist gets wrecked and gets shown that he gets turned into a humble man.
Yeah.
Now he goes and
I watched the trailer. I get it. It's Iron Man 1, but still.
Yeah.
It's Iron Man 1. It's Iron Fist on Netflix. Yeah.
I still haven't watched that. I'm going to watch it.
I've heard bad.
I've heard bad. It's definitely not Daredevil season 1 or 2. I like Luke Cage the best.
Yeah, Luke Cage I think is the best out of them all.
I never finished Jessica Jones, so I don't know. I can't.
And I honestly say it's because of the soundtrack.
Yeah.
For me. The soundtrack is phenomenal.
And I think that's what they try to do with Iron Fist. Like, I think the first song is an Outkast song.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like.
I don't really equate Outkast to Kung Fu.
Yeah.
You gotta
No, let's not sing.
You think you got it? Oh, you think you got it? We got it, just don't get it.
Oh man.
All right.
He's just punching. Why that?
and that phrase is just on loop. All right.
Oh my god, that's the best visual I'll ever have.
But yeah, like in the show, he like has hip hop and rap going while he's like doing his like I guess I don't know what that's called. I don't want to like say the wrong thing, but you know how he's like kind of like balancing his chi or something like that.
Yeah.
He has like hip hop going on. So
that doesn't seem right.
It just seems really. And that they had a lot of backlash in that show because like obviously at one point he's like wearing shoes in the dojo, which is like. Like as him being like a master of kung fu and karate and whatever the martial arts is, like that's the number one thing is you don't wear that, and it's just
So we probably just have a bad director or producer or something that just didn't really put the work in or something.
Yeah, I think so. What I was saying is that some of the fight scene there is one fight scene, I think it's like in episode 8 or 9. It's done really well, and I wish it lasted longer. But the other fight scenes seems like they were not done practicing that choreography at that moment. So some of it's kind of like, I guess it wasn't as fluid as, say, Daredevil was. Because Daredevil's choreography wasn't as technical because obviously it wasn't really like actual, like...
Yeah, no, it was just brawling.
Yeah, and lots of flips and everything. But it worked fluid, and Luke Cage was more of just like... There was no, like, choreography. There was some choreography, but it was just like...
That's what I liked about the difference between, like, Daredevil and Luke Cage. If you watch Daredevil and then watch Luke Cage, it's two completely different interactions when they fight bad guys. Yeah. Like, Daredevil is going toe-to-toe with every single dude he runs into, and it's like it's a struggle for him every fight, almost. And Luke Cage walks in and just goes, "Fwah!" Throws someone right into the wall.
And this one, like, none of the fights just lasted long enough, I feel like. You never saw, like, his mastery, and then, like, the cameras was kind of weird. And, like,
a martial arts master actually should be able to dispatch an enemy extremely quickly.
I mean, if you're also fighting something that's supposed to be almost equal.
Oh, okay, well, then that's different.
And some of the, like, the bad, like, the main, I guess, antagonists, without being spoilers, the actor who played, I guess that's the main antagonist. Yeah, he would be the main antagonist. He was a really good actor. They picked him really well, and so like the parts were there to be something good, but it just wasn't. The formula wasn't right. I don't feel like that.
I've heard that brings up something that I remember actually hearing somewhere else. But somebody once said that Iron Fist has the opposite problem that the rest of the shows have, or the rest of some of the movies have, where the villain's good, but the rest of it's bad, or something like that.
The villain's really good in this one. The main character and the supporting characters are really good. Obviously, you have Rosario Dawson back as Claire, and then you have the I can't think of her name, but
does she sleep with Iron Fist in this one?
No. Rosario Dawson doesn't. But I can't even think of her name, and I feel bad now because she was awesome. She was like the I guess the saving grace in that show for me. Those are all well done characters, and then Danny Rand, whoever the actor is, I can't think of his name, was just like he didn't.
I think the show just suffered from being rushed.
Yeah,
I think that's honestly what it comes down to.
And I hope they don't do that for the Defenders
because how long were they talking about having Iron Fist come out? He was supposed to come out before Luke Cage.
There was about the same time.
Or something like that.
Fist, Luke Cage, and not Daredevil, but one of the other ones. Probably Jessica Jones were supposed to come out at the same time.
Yeah.
Is what I heard.
And they kept pushing it back, and I'm pretty sure they finally went back and said, "You guys need to get this out."
Actually, I think Fist at one point was supposed to be a movie, and then got downgraded to a show.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because after the success of the first Daredevil, they're like, we can make
successful shows.
Yeah,
let's tie them all together into Also, just a side note, I would love it if Thanos just landed in Hell's Kitchen, like John Bernthal's Punisher rolls up and tries to nade him into hell. He just looks at him just
like. So are those? They're not connected though, right?
No, they're connected.
They're connected, but they don't. I guess you probably won't see the
you're
TV
right because
shows.
they mentioned
the disaster of New York.
They're still connected, but you probably won't see the TV characters in the movies.
Right. Yeah, I forgot they mentioned the New York incident in Daredevil season 2.
Yeah.
I think so.
They mentioned it in the first episode of Daredevil.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
But if you need to get back to Daredevil, like John Barenthal's Punisher.
The video games.
It's true. John has been playing a lot of
video games, and I just picked up Persona. I'm gonna be playing video games all year. Can you imagine if Red Dead actually comes out this year, man? I am not watching anything.
I will drop kick you.
So is 2017 going to shape up to be as good as 19?
I'm actually going to do some research on this, but I'm going to start comparing year by year the games that are releasing, because 2017 is looking very.
Because we had a brief conversation of 98. You know, GoldenEye, Ocarina of Time. GoldenEye, Ocarina of Time, the two the ones I played the most, was just insane. I think
99 was really strong also, but I'll do some more research on that.
Yeah, that might be a good next topic. Haha.
But yeah.
Jeez, man. Yeah, 2017 is... And I don't have enough time to play them all. That's the thing. So
yeah,
I can't
you do. You just got to stop caring about everything. Look, I've had this conversation before. There's always time to do X activity. It just means sacrificing time from Y activity.
I don't want to sacrifice Zelda.
Well, that's the problem. Is like in order for me to have gotten back to playing video games this much, I did have to sacrifice stuff. I have not played X-Wing, which is my competitive tabletop game. I've not played X-Wing except for one weekend a couple weeks ago, in like months.
Other than the
other than the little fan-made campaign that we tried.
That's in part to do with you wanting to play games, and the other part just hard to get everybody together.
No, because I mean, dude,
there's three of us here right now.
There's three of us here right now. I have enough stuff where we could play right now if we wanted to. Except we're doing a podcast. You see, we're sacrificing time to make the podcast instead of being playing board games.
Right.
I get off work. I work right next to two game stores that are places where you can play. You can get a pickup game of X-Wing if you just post in a Facebook group and say, "I'm going to be here at this time. Anybody want to meet up and play games?" You can get a pickup game.
Oh, okay.
But I don't. I'm trying to get home. I want to get through some games. Yes, there was the priority switch some time back where I'm trying to do that, but you gotta make time. It's just I gotta sacrifice. Like if I want to jump back into Monstrous over here or in Saga, since that's come out apparently, then I gotta take a quick break from Horizon, take a quick break from Persona, go catch up on those, and then I can come back to it or whatever. You just gotta sacrifice one or the other. It sucks, but that's what you gotta do.
What John is trying to tell you is you need to stop playing Zelda.
Yeah.
So,
dude,
you need to stop.
You're at 45% of Zelda.
I didn't want to bring this up. I didn't want to do it on the podcast, but we're having an intervention.
Because Overwatch was a huge time sink for me last year. That's the only reason I wasn't able to watch so much stuff and play other stuff. Is I put a ton of time into one thing.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly thinking about getting it for PS4 so I can play with other people.
Oh my god.
But
you have it for I bought it twice. I bought it twice and spent X amount of dollars on loot boxes, so I mean like no joke.
See, I haven't done that yet. Has your interest in X-Wing just died out, or you're just like going more toward...
No, it's purely it's an off season for me.
Mm-hmm.
I play in Store Champ season. I play in Regional season. I don't bother outside of that. And we're coming out of World Champs and going back into World Champs because they changed how the season works. So once it gets back to Store Champ season, I will be back into it a little bit more seriously. But for now, I'm kind of just taking a break, which sucks also because a wave just released. And I really should pay attention to what happened.
Anyways, was there any ideas or maybe predictions? Not predictions, but hypotheses you have about Infinity Wars?
They're gonna Rogue One and everyone dies.
Who do you think is gonna die? How do you think things are gonna turn out in the first movie?
They're gonna Rogue One.
I think
Iron Man has something's gonna happen with Iron Man because I don't think they can keep affording Robert Downey Jr. as Iron, because he's been in what?
He's been in a lot.
Yeah, since 2008.
3 Iron Mans, 2 Avenger movies, Civil War, Spider-Man.
Next thing I think is Infinity War.
I mean, that's if he doesn't make appearances in anything else.
It's true.
And like, I mean, is he going to be under contract for that long? Is he going to want to do it that long? Because obviously, I mean, he looks damn good at like 50 something, but Robert Downey Jr. isn't going to stay.
Yeah, and that's been the big question about Chris Evans too, because Chris Evans has made it very clear that
he's ready to out. Yeah,
he's ready to get out. So it's just, when is it going to happen? When are we going to lose Steve Rogers? And they get Sam Wilson as Cap.
I hope they do that, because I love Falcon.
I love the design of his suit in the comics. He looks so awesome.
Even in the movies, man, I love the actor that they got him.
Oh yeah. It'd be good, man.
That'd be pretty dope.
They might off Captain and go ahead and move in with Falcon on it.
Yeah.
And then also off Vision, because that's what we said what would happen, and then
it would either
I don't know about Iron Man though.
It'd either be Sam Wilson that take over Falcon, or Bucky. Because he takes up the mantle at 1.2.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a lot of love. I think there's a lot of fan love for Bucky.
Actually, that'd be more likely. I'd rather see Falcon, but it'd probably be more likely to be Bucky.
What I think might happen, which I think would be great, if Sam Wilson takes up the title, and for some reason Bucky comes out of that cryo sleep for whatever reason, and gets told that, Steve is gone, and he just flips and tries to take Sam out because he doesn't think Sam is worthy of it. And how would he do that to, his friend? Why do you wear like his stars and stripes kind of thing? I don't know. I think that'd be an interesting.
You think a lot of things.
Little spat. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we might see Robert Downey Jr. exit as Iron Man.
They'd have to kill him off, because they already tried the retirement angle and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Who?
Huh?
What?
They already tried the whole retirement thing. It's like, oh, I'm done.
Oh yeah.
Like Iron Man, like I'm done.
Yeah.
In the movie, and it just didn't happen. Because he was back the next time around. But yeah, that's the nerd movies, like the Batman versus Superman.
If you guys want, we could talk about the.
I don't want
DC movies.
I don't want.
There's not just enough stuff out yet.
I don't want. You know what's fun instead of that though?
What?
Tabletop board games. The other kind of game that's not a video game. We should talk about that next time.
Yeah, we should.
Next time on the podcast.
Yeah.
Where the people talk around things.
We're probably going to be talking about Tabletop Day. International.
Ooh, is it international?
It's international.
Really? Other people play tabletop games? That's a stupid question. There's an entire type of game that's just called Euro games.
Only us three, John.
Yeah, it's only us. No, it's only America, and sometimes Europe with their wood pieces instead of plastic pieces. But not Asia, because they don't have space for tables, much less tabletop games.
Wow.
Hey man, population density.
Well, I mean,
there's Korean games.
When they programmed the left Joy-Con to only work like 5 feet away from the.
That's a video game, not a tabletop board game.
Next time will probably be
on Dragon Ball Z.
Tabletop Day.
Next time
Frieza
on Dragon Ball Z.